Hello, this is Michael Aprezioso from Shuto Karate Club of Sellersville, and this video is for my students who are learning Tekki Shodan at home. We're still learning virtually, so I've already told you to watch a video on YouTube from a channel called Shotokan Sensei, and the name of his video is Tekki Shodan Commentary. So hopefully you've already watched that 3 or 4 times to get the basic movements of Tekki Shodan. It's a good video. It's short, 2 minutes, 19 seconds, and it gives you all the moves without a lot of explanation. So the reason I didn't do a video like that myself to demonstrate the kata to you is because I'm still rehabilitating from my hip replacement surgery, which was 3 weeks ago today. So I cannot perform Tekki Shodan the way I used to, and the way I will again in the future. I'm still getting there. So I had you watch that video by Shotokan Sensei, who does a very good job. And now this video is to supplement that, or to add on to that. It highlights some things about the kata that Shotokan Sensei didn't do in that short video. And also I tell you 4 differences in the way we do it at Shuto Karate Club of Sellersville compared to how Shotokan Sensei demonstrated it. So Tekki Shodan is a very good kata to learn after the Heians. When I was coming up through the ranks of Shotokan Karate many years ago, after we learned and tested for Heian Godan, the next kata we would learn is Tekki Shodan. Tekki Shodan is an advanced kata, but it's easy to learn, and I'll explain why in a moment. Shotokan has 3 Tekki katas: Tekki Shodan, Nidan, and Sandan, and all of them take place in Kibidachi. So what that means is you're going to build good leg strength by being in the low Kibidachi. You're going to learn to keep your height the same throughout the entire kata. And you're going to learn how to use small hip movements to drive your techniques. Of course, we always use our hips for our techniques, but unlike the other katas that you've already learned, the hip movements in Tekki Shodan are going to be smaller. So all the tekkis, they don't have the big steps forward and backward and at angles like the other kata do. They all take place in Kibidachi in a straight line going back and forth. So what it is, it's a kata where your opponent is very close and you're doing close-in fighting. So now, the reason I said it's easy to learn is because the way I count the moves, and I count the steps across as moves, as I'll show you, there are 25 moves. So after the first move, then you do a series of 12 moves, and on the 12th one you ki. Then after that, you repeat the same 12 moves on the other side, finishing with the ki, for a total of 25. So once you've learned the first half of the kata, you essentially know the second half too. So that's what makes it pretty easy to learn. So when I demonstrate this, keep in mind, because of my right hip, my new right hip, I'm not yet able to lift the knee high on the right side, and I'm not able to balance well on my right leg. So where I can't exactly show you, I will at least tell you what I'm supposed to be doing. So what I want to do is I'm going to show the kata 3 times. The first time will be just to show the count of the moves, so I can prove to you that it's 1, 12, and 12. And the second time I'm going to show the 4 differences from the way we do it compared to Shotokan Sensei's video. And the third way, I'm just going to highlight some of the hip movements and some of the looking left and right, because in the Tekki kata, the looks are very important. So here we go, 3 times. All right, first I'm going to do the count. So as you know from watching Shotokan Sensei, start like this. Your knees are very slightly bent, and you're going to drop, step, that's 1. That's the first move. Now I'm going to start the count of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm counting this as a move, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, ki, 12. Height! Now start the 12 over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, step across, that's a move, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, ki. Height! Yummy. So, 12 and 12. Okay, what are the 4 differences from how we do it? The first one is in the very first move, Shotokan Sensei did not mention this, and I do not hear other people mention this. On that first move, you should drop. You start out at basically a full height. You come down into a low kibidachi. For that first move, go in between. So 3 things happen on that first move. You look to the right, you step your foot across, and drop your weight all at the same time. I can't demonstrate that very well, but that's what it should be. So I'm going to try to drop my weight. So I dropped. Okay, and continuing. That was the first difference. Here's the second difference. As you do the step across, he'll just step across quickly, and most people will. We do it. You want to lift your leg up, your knee up at an angle, and press down with your foot slowly. And I can't demonstrate that too well. You would lift up and then press down. That's the second difference. Here comes the third difference. Shotokan Sensei shows this as a back fist. He describes it as a back fist. We do this as an uppercut. Uppercut punch. That's the third difference. Or was that the fourth? That was the third. The fourth difference is on bringing your legs up. First you bring this leg up, then this leg up. Shotokan Sensei shows this coming to the legs. Some people do it that way. He calls that avoiding a sweep. Someone's trying to sweep your leg with their leg. You just move your leg to avoid it. We think of this as you're striking the enemy's or the opponent's leg. So you bring your foot in front of your knee and out to here. And I can't do it with this side, but I would bring this leg and foot in front of my knee and come to here. So those are the 4 differences. Again, drop on this first move. Second thing is, as you step across, come up and press down slowly. That's the second difference. Third thing is, this is an uppercut. And the fourth difference is, bring your foot in front of your knee here. Okay, those are the 4. Now I'm going to talk finally a little bit about the looking and the hip movements. So first thing is, as I already said, you look at the same time you do everything else. You look, come out. Now the hip movement, you're going to drive your hips to the 45 with this elbow strike. You're going to drop and look at the same time. And on this Geidan Barai, you're going to turn your hips back. And now on the punch, you're going to use a hip, what's called a hip vibration or hip shudder. You're going to move your hips like that to drive that punch. Stepping across. Now you're going to look, as you do this, you're going to look to the front. Again, drive your hips into this. Drive your hips a little bit here, a little bit here. And then as these drop, look to the left. Before you do your punches, ki-ai. And when you do your punches, ki-ai. And also another hip vibration. Height. Again, same thing going other way, 45. Drop these down, look to here. Hip movement here, hip movement here. Look to the front. Hip movement. Drop and look, and ki-ai. Height! And that's it. So, those are the highlights, Tekki Shodan, that I want you to know, and also the ways that we do it differently from some other schools. Anyway, hope this has helped. I'm confident that you will be able to learn and become competent and eventually master Tekki Shodan, and eventually the other Tekki katas as well. But in any case, I'll see you on the one-on-one Zoom lessons, and we'll continue to work on Tekki Shodan.